They're programmed to be peaceful, like you. But for some reason, it's not catching.
Donald Trump.
What?
They suppress the lighting, the glycosylated salts, and then boop, boop, boop. Angry turtles. We don't like it.
There's the rub.
So, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell a magic story. Because I got a magic story to tell. So if you play magic and you want to hear my magic story, putting it at the end of the video. If you don't give a fuck about magic, then at some point you're going to turn this off. But yeah, I'm going to tell a magic story at the end of this video. First, we're talking about ice. Aw, shit. What is ice doing? What's the new with ice? Well, to tell that story, we've got to go back a little bit. See, ICE, what they've been doing is they have been deporting the Democrats' hopeful future voting base. And they have been deporting a lot of the Democrats' biggest donors. Right? The scammers. They would get rid of them. And the Democrats are fucking livid pissed. They're like, we're never going to win an election again. Because we're not going to have enough money to lie to people enough times to convince them of some shit. And we're going to lose all these people voting for us. They're pissed. And I get it. It's just, fuck you. You traitorous piece of shit. Fuck you. And ICE is funded. They're funded until like 2026. They're funded for the next like 3 years. And the Democrats really don't like that ICE is doing shit. But they can't do anything about ICE. They can't do shit. Because it's funded for the next 3 years. They working. So what do we do? Well, who are the people that we can fuck with right now? Every time the government shuts down, it's a question of, well, who are the people we can fuck with right now? TSA agents. Awesome. The people who run security at the airport. Awesome. Because God knows that lax security in airport certainly doesn't cause planes to fly into buildings. It's never happened before. It's just 25 years ago, but that's so long. Who even remembers that shit? Right? Never forget. Forget what? So, we gotta fuck with the TSA agents. We're not gonna pay them. And a lot of the TSA agents, just like me, I actually told a company once, because they had a tendency to write rubber checks. And I was like, look, man, if one of my checks ever bounces, that is not going to be good. Like, that is not going to be good. At all. Fuck that. You guys aren't paying me? I guess there's no work. When you guys are paying again, that's because there's work, and I'll come in. Fuck that. But there is a lot of TSA agents that are just, I don't know, better people than me, I guess. And they're like, oh, I have an important job, so I'm going to work because the job's got to get done. Whether I get paid or not, the job's got to get done. God bless you, man. You are the salt of the earth. Better than me. I would say fuck you in the ass. No, I ain't doing it. A lot of people are working, but not enough. There's lines. Looks like people are getting in the fucking line for a roller coaster or some shit. It's like Disney. Lined all up in the fucking cattle corrals. Waiting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to get on a fucking plane. Oh, shit. Like, oh. That has got to be so unnerving and just obnoxious as fuck. This is a fucking problem. Alright? This is a fucking problem. This is a failure of government. Because government makes this shit run, and shit ain't running. What the fuck? People are pissed. And when people get pissed at the government, they don't fucking care who it is that's at fault. I'm just mad at you. All of you. Fucking all of you. Do your job. Donald Trump's like, well, shit. Donald Trump's one of those people that work for no pay. I got a job to do. I get it done. Donald Trump's like, well, it looks like I got a job to do. I got to get done. So what does Donald Trump do? Let's send the ICE agents out to the airports to help TSA with security and stuff. Huh. What a brilliant fucking idea. So now there's a bunch of ICE agents hanging out in the terminals. Just hanging out. Helping out, you know, doing some security stuff, fucking, you know, somebody starts some shit, then a bunch of big tech gear guys walk up, like, what's going on? Nothing. Alright, well then move along, you know, like, keeping the peace, just making a presence. And it's ICE. So a whole lot of people that apparently seem to fly a whole lot, well, they've just decided they're not flying. And a whole lot of TSA agents that were dealing with security bullshit are now doing TSA shit. They're checking people into the fucking flights. So the lines are now moving. And there's big empty cattle corrals. Big lines of, whoa, empty. Because people are just right through the shit. Gotta get on the plane. And everybody's like, you know, I was worried when I heard that this was going to be the thing. But now that I'm here, it's not that bad. Could be worse. One illegal shithead decided to make a scene. Decided to run from the cops. Had to get chased down. And then it's over. But of course, it was a disturbance. So certain news outlets have to make of it everything they possibly can. Like, there aren't people that get arrested at the fucking airport all the time. Whatever. Things are moving. Everything feels nice and safe. Shit. They got ICE agents handing out bottles of water to people that are standing in line. They've got a community fucking outreach program running at the fucking airports. Meet your local ICE agent. He'll give you a bottle of water and say hi. Not shoot you. Not try to run you over. Not tase you. Not chase you down. Not ask for your papers. No. Would you like a bottle of water? There you go. So what do they got you guys doing here? Making things move, man. Just getting you on the plane. That's awesome. What a great fucking idea. And here's the kicker. You can't get back into the places where the ICE agents are unless you got a reason to be back there. Like, I'm getting on a plane. Or, I'm checking in to get on the plane. It's got to be a valid fucking reason to be there. Not, well, I want to go and yell at the ICE agents. Not, well, I brought my foghorn, and I'm going to fucking for as long as I possibly can until it runs out of gas. And then I'm going to get another one. Because I got a backpack full of them. Not, I'm going to start throwing rocks at motherfuckers. Not, I'm going to get in the way and yell and scream and get up in the face of police, law enforcement. That is not a good enough reason to go back to where all the ICE agents are. Sad to say. So, I gotta lower the camera or something. Something's fucking going on. I think my chair is getting busted or something. Anyways, I'm like, alright, we'll figure something out. Anyways, so, yeah. Everybody's seeing ICE as not that bad. Actually, they're kind of helpful. It's pretty nice to have them here. Feels safe. Nobody's being a shithead. There ain't no drunk motherfuckers fighting. There isn't a big-ass massive line. We're getting through shit. We're getting where we need to go. This is cool. Tangible fucking results. Support of ICE is all of a sudden going up. Support of the Democrats pretty much staying exactly where it was. Because the retards that believe in them are still just retarded. But a whole lot of people in the middle are like, you know, this ain't so bad. Maybe we made the right decision. Shh. You know? And everybody calls Donald Trump Hitler. The trains are running on time. I don't even fuck, like, what a stupid play. The Democrats decide to punish TSA and everybody who flies just so that they can bitch and complain and demand absolute control over law enforcement. Like, this is the interesting thing. They bitch about how the president has too much power, and they bitch about this, that, and the other thing, and he just does whatever the fuck he wants. Well, alright, let's think of it rationally. We have a 3-tier justice system, right? We have the legislature, right? With the bill up on Capitol Hill. And the legislature, they come up with the laws. I think there should be a law that you can't be a dickhead. We'll make your bill. Make a bill. This is the no dickhead bill. And it says it is now illegal to be a dickhead. And then they all go, I don't know, man. I've got a lot of dickhead constituents. And my dickhead constituents aren't going to be happy about this. And then everybody else is going, yeah, but I got a lot of normal fucking people. And they hate your dickheads. So you got a dickhead's got to stop. Or they get arrested for it. And then they argue about it and they complain. And then enough people say, yeah, I think we're anti-dickhead enough that we can pass this bill. Psh. Then it goes to the Senate. And the Senate goes, psh. Man, fuck the dickheads. And then they say, yeah, we're good. Right? They send it off to the president. We'll get to him. Right? Send it off to the president. He signs it. Becomes a law. Bam. Laws are made. Right? But then, well, what exactly is a dickhead? One man's dickhead is another man's shithead. And this is an anti-dickhead law. We didn't say nothing about shitheads. Well, now it's got to get worked out in the courts. And now we have the judicial system, right? And the judicial system says, well, look, a dickhead is defined as this. And your client falls very squarely as a dickhead. So he's got to go to jail and pay a fine and do some community service because he's definitely a dickhead. Right? And then they say, well, we're going to litigate this further. We're going to send it all the way up the chain. It goes up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court goes, nope, he's a dickhead. Jail for you. Right? Now, how do you get him in jail? Well, you need to have an enforcement wing. Right? And for that, we need an executive to rule over the executive branch, which is the law enforcement arm of the country. The commander-in-chief runs the military, runs the law enforcement, right? And so he sends the law enforcement out and go arrest the dickheads. Right? This is how this shit works. Except for now, because of the fact that the laws that the Democrats have been more than happy to just ignore for decades, now that those laws are actually being enforced, because we actually have a president who is not so deep into corruption and horse shit that he's willing to actually enforce the laws, Not like the last 20 presidents that we've had. Now he's actually going to enforce the fucking laws. Well, now they're pissed. So what do they want? They want to tell the law enforcement arm what to do. Because the president has too much power. He can just do whatever he wants to do. And we need to be able to tell him to not enforce the law. Even though his job is to pretty specifically enforce the fucking law. So they want the president to give Congress the power to make him ask permission from them before he can enforce the law. This is what the argument about. This is why the TSA and everybody who flies is being punished. Because the fucking legislative branch that writes the laws also wants to have a say on whether or not those laws get enforced. Not even fucking how. They don't care about how. They pretend that they care about how. Well, you can't be masked. No. You can't be threatening. No. You can't pick up illegals. No. You don't get to make those decisions. You can suck a dick. Dickhead. But this is what it's all about. The people who are suffering because criminals and fraudsters are being removed, they're pissed. And they want a say in that. So any of you that has to fly, fuck you, stand around in line. And Donald Trump said, nah, I'm going to put all the scary monsters out there making the lines move so that the people can see they're actually big old teddy bears who are handing out bottles of water. Fucking beautiful. What a brilliant man Donald Trump is. And I really think the best part of it is that the shitheads can't get back there. You can't have a protest break out in the fucking airport terminal. You're not allowed. So people get to see how peaceful they can be. Huh. Weird. Great story. Great story. We live in great times. Alright, that's a little bit better. Magic. So, I have been working on this deck ever since the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set came out. Hold on. It bugged the fuck out of me. Alright. I'm working on this deck ever since the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set came out. It's a commander deck because my dude at work, he only has commander decks, only likes to play commander decks. So it's commander deck, right? Which means I got a commander, and then I've got 99 cards. They all have to be different, except for the basic lands, right? But you can only have one of each spell name, right? So you can have 50 different cards that all do the same exact thing, just so long as they have different names, right? But it's all got to be unique cards, which limits things in some way, but kind of enhances things in some way. It's a fun format, whatever. But I've been working on this deck the whole fucking time. I have bought 2 collector's pack boxes. I have bought 2 booster pack boxes to get all the fucking cards. And I also bought like 20 or 30 singles just to put in this deck to make it amazing. And it's cool, man. Like, at its base foundation, it is a artifact deck, more or less. The colors are blue, green, and red. So it's an artifact deck that is kind of a mana ramp / big time counter pump deck, right? So I get a lot of land out, got a lot of spells to get land, got cultivate, which puts a land out into play and puts a land into your hand, so that's 2 lands. I've got Lessons from Life that lets you, I think, draw 3 cards and then you can play a land. I've got another card that you can look at 2 cards and play one of them if it's a land. I've got another card that you could draw 3 cards and then put 2 cards back on top of your library in whatever order you want. Like, I've got all sorts of draw cards, all sorts of get land cards. I've got a creature that lets me get a land. Fuck tons of ways to get land. I've probably got 60 cards that provide mana in the deck, one way or another. And I've got a crazy amount of like artifacts that give mana. I got Thran Dynamo that gives you 3 colorless. I've got Hedron Archive, which gives you 2 colorless. And you can pay 2 colorless and sack it, draw 2 cards. I got all sorts of draw cards. But what it came down to today, in the game that I played, was 2 cards. I won that game pretty much with 2 cards. And it was disgusting. So, the 2 cards were Big Mama Mouser and Does Machines. I did the Big Mama Mouser Does Machines ending of my brand new deck. And it was cool as fuck. Now, mind you, this is like Plan Q. Plan A is I get a Goblin Welder and a Sewer Valent Spy and just about any other artifact out, and I just fucking infinite combo whoever to death. That's Plan A. Plan B is I get my infinite frog combo out and do that and kill a motherfucker, right? There's so many different plans that are so much more exhilarating and fun and complex but yeah, Does Machines of Big Mama Mouser. Was not expecting that to be as powerful as it was, I'll admit. When I get Big Mama Mouser, I think it was like my first draw or second draw. Play Big Mama Mouser. Big Mama Mouser comes out to the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it. It's a 2/2 artifact creature, right? And every time Big Mama Mouser attacks, you double the counters on it. Comes out 2, attacks 4, attacks again 8, attacks again 16, right? Doubles every time it attacks. Spirals out of control like mad. But it takes a while to really spiral out of control like mad, right? My buddy, I get it up to like a 5, something like that. I played some other card that whenever it came out onto the battlefield, you put 3 counters on another creature, put them on Big Mama Mouser, right? Then my buddy, he killed my Big Mama Mouser. I was like, damn. And it had like 5 counters, so I got 5 little 1/1 creatures now, right? Instead of having 1 5/5 creature, 5 1/1 creatures. But that's still cool, you know, because essentially she died, but didn't really leave the battlefield. Great strategy, right? And then I draw Does Machines. Does Machines is a particular kind of disgusting fucking spell. It's one of the new class. I mean, I guess it's not all that new. It's pretty old now. But I think with the D&D set, they came up with classes. And the way classes work is they're an enchantment, so it just goes out, plays out on the battlefield. But it has 3 different levels. So you have the main casting cost, and that unlocks level 1. And level 1 is usually a one-time effect. For Does Machines, the one-time level 1 effect is you mill 2 cards. So you take the top 2 cards off of your library, throw them right in the fucking graveyard. Get rid of them. Done. Out. Right? Then you draw 2 cards. So now you draw 2 more cards into your hand. And then you discard 2 cards. Right? So, I didn't have any cards in my hand. So I milled 2 cards, and it was a land and Mutagen Man, which really sucked. I don't get to tell you about Mutagen Man because he just went right in the fucking graveyard. Never got him back out. Damn it. With all of the mana that I had access to, damn it. That would have been fucking crazy, fucking fast. Didn't happen. That was like Plan P. Didn't make it. On to Plan Q. Level 2 of Does Machines. You can take any 2 artifacts that are in your graveyard and put them back in your hand. Well, Big Mama Mouser's in my graveyard. Yay. Pull right back up Big Mama Mouser. Put that bitch right the fuck back out and play. 2 1/1 counters on it. Bam. 2/2 creature. Level 3 of Does Machines. At the beginning of every combat phase, you put 3 1/1 counters on any artifact. And then that artifact becomes a creature if it's not a creature, or it just gets 3 1/1 counters. Big Mama Mouser. Big Mama Mouser's now 5/5. But remember, when Big Mama Mouser attacks, she doubles. So, can't attack with the first turn Big Mama Mouser comes out. Lucky thing I unlocked level 3 after Big Mama Mouser came out. So, I unlock it in my main phase. Bam! Combat hits. 5/5. Attack. He didn't want to lose his commander, right? Didn't want to give me 5 1/1 creatures. Just blocked it with something random. Because it was a 10/10. 3 on it. Attack. 5 becomes 10. I'll just sacrifice a creature. So he just buries a creature, right? But then he puts out a creature that makes all of his creatures unblockable. And I was like, well, shit. So now he's just going to hammer me with commander damage until I'm dead. He's moved into Plan B. Hail Mary. Just hit him with the commander as many times as you can. Just try and kill him. You just got to survive long enough to kill him. Right? Well, lucky for me, I had Weathermaker out. Because I was going to put a Soul Ring into the deck so I could just tap it for 2 colorless. But I was looking at Weathermaker and I was like, you know, you can tap the Weathermaker for any color of mana, which is cool. Or you can sacrifice 2 charge counters off of it and get 2 colorless mana, which is a Soul Ring. Right? Or you can sacrifice 3 charge counters off of it and do 3 damage to any creature. Well, as it so happens, the way you put charge counters on it is you put out land. And again, this deck puts out a lot of land. And I just so happened to get a card that was find 2 lands, put 1 out in play, put another one in your hand. Well, I haven't played a land this turn, so I put 1 out in play, gave it a counter, put another 1 out in play, gave it another counter. I'm like, shit. I got 3 counters. Well, I'll just kill your little shithead that makes everything unblockable. So now I can block his creatures. And I got a 10/10 Big Mama Mouser. And next turn at the beginning of combat phase, she's going to be a 13/13. And then the turn after that, or then the next phase when I attack with her, she's going to be a 26/26. Just like that. He's staring down the barrel of a 26/26. And I'm like, what do you want to do? And he's like, I want to draw 1 more card and then say good game. Drew another card and then immediately picked up his library and started like stacking his deck. And I'm like, so we're done? And he's like, yeah. Big Mama Mouser. All you need to win is Big Mama Mouser and Does Machines. Holy fucking shit. +3 × 2. +3 × 2. +3. you can't go many rounds doing +3 times 2. It doesn't work. That's +6. Oh my god, it's so many. It spiraled out of control so fast. It spiraled out of control so fast. I was surprised. I was like, how the fuck did this even happen? Great fucking deck. Oh, have I made a killer fucking deck? I gotta play with it another couple of times just to see if it stays consistent. But man, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set is fucking broken. And that deck is not nice. It's not a nice deck. My dude's like, honestly, man, it was just fun to watch that thing roll out. I was like, no shit. But yeah, that's my Magic story. That's my game that I played today. Smashingly well. Brand new deck. Was just unstoppable. And here's the crazy thing. The deck that I was playing was a mana ramp big creature deck. It's supposed to get a whole bunch of mana out and get a whole bunch of big creatures out on the battlefield. And it wasn't like his deck wasn't working. His deck was working just fine. He just could not keep up with Big Mama Mouser. And another wild thing about it is, like yesterday, the night before I played it, I'm looking through the deck. And I was like, you know, I don't know if I really want Big Mama Mouser in this deck. I think I might take Big Mama Mouser out and put her in my red-blue deck when I make that. Because that's going to be like a Mouser deck. Or red-white. I don't remember which one. Whichever one I'm going to make like a Mouser deck. Could be both, by the way. I was like, I'm going to put it in that one. I was thinking I'll just take it out of this one and figure something else I could put in there that's nasty. Nah. Big Mama Mouser must have heard me talking to myself and was like, I'm going to show this motherfucker I got the goods. And damn, man. Big Mama Mouser for the fucking win.